With the National Day of Mourning held on September 19th for the funeral of the Queen, what exactly is Canada mourning? The Marxist-Leninists and many others have put forward the demand for the non-succession of the monarchy in Canada and Quebec. They put forward the need for democratic renewal, in which the people are empowered to decide on all matters that concern them, not a privileged elite which rules on their behalf, to which they must submit without question. To take up this serious concern head-on is to defend the human right to conscience, which necessarily requires vesting sovereignty in the people. The monarch is not merely symbolic, without meaning to our lives. When newcomers become Canadian citizens, they are required to take an oath to the Queen of Canada. The same is true for members of Parliament and of the provincial legislatures and of the Quebec National Assembly, for judges and all those whose job is in the service of the Crown and its institutions. Despite this, discussion on what the monarchy to which we swear allegiance represents does not take place. With all the pomp and pageantry surrounding the death of the Queen, her funeral, and the dynastic succession to the throne of her eldest son, Charles, it is important to participate in discussions which provide an understanding of what exactly Canada is mourning and celebrating at once. All the talk from the elites and their media in praise of the Queen deserves attention because they create an image with very definite characteristics said to espouse universal values which everyone supports. The case is made for the importance of the succession to continue a constitutional order which is presumably key to our future stability and happiness. It is not for nothing that those who represent factional party interests, which are antagonistic and are used to divide the people, are united as one when it comes to their praise for the Queen and the succession of the constitutional order. With one voice, Trudeau, the Liberal, Poilievre, the Conservative, and Jagmeet Singh, the New Democrat, speak to present the Queen as the person of state, who ensures the stability of the system because she represents the unity of the nation and is above partisan interests and does not interfere in political affairs. Is this true? What does it mean? What is the significance of the monarchy in Canada and in Quebec, for the Indigenous peoples, for the peoples of the entire world? Only the victims of this constitutional order and enlightened forces not willing to set aside their conscience for career or other gain, speaking in their own name, are taking a dignified position on this matter. Only they are bringing forth the actual experience with this constitutional order, which raises the need for democratic renewal, so that sovereignty is vested in the people, not in the graven image of a fictitious person of state to which everyone is supposed to pay homage. It is time now, more than ever, to explore the truth of what this monarchy represents. Already, the truth about the colonial atrocities committed against the Indigenous peoples and those enslaved or massacred in the name of progress or used as cannon fodder to further the cause of the British Empire are becoming better known. In recent years, the genocidal violence against First Nations has been brought to the forefront as a result of the efforts of Indigenous peoples themselves, which led to the inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, the creation of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and the confirmation of genocide committed against them, including as a result of the residential school system. To this day, Canada's constitutional order continues to uphold the doctrine of discovery, contained in papal bulls, and used by the Queens and Kings of England to establish the constitutional order foisted on Canada through brutal acts of suppression of all those who have fought on the basis of their own right to be, traditions, and thought material. All of it is said to be legal and immutable. It is not for nothing that this constitutional order is based on a fictional person of state as a symbol of a national unity and universal values which deny the people's right to be. To claim today that the new monarch will champion reconciliation and a healthy social and natural environment, as it is alleged Elizabeth II did in her lifetime, is not only a bad joke, but one which cannot be hidden behind the veil of pomp, pageantry, wealth, and privilege. On the contrary, the more this is on display, the more anachronistic it is seen to be. The people who take dignified stands are pointing out that in truth and reconciliation, the important thing is the truth. And no matter how hard they try, this truth can no longer be contained by ruling elites desperate to perpetuate their rule. To serve their interests, they say that no matter the views people are entitled to have about the Queen or the monarchy, our future depends on defending Canada's constitutional order. When push comes to shove, this order shows its true essence by keeping redress out of reach for the crimes the state commits and condones against the peoples every day. Nonetheless, as the people speak out about their own experience, the heavy chain the constitutional order forces them to carry around their necks will be lifted.